G'day guys, and welcome to another one of my Digimon Rearise videos. Today we're going to be having a look at the Underworld Dungeon, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks so you can beat all 15 stages and collect the maximum and the best rewards from it. Before we do that, let's quickly have a look at how my 100% win rate yellow PvP team is going, and as you can see, 134 wins and 0 losses. So this team is super good. If you want more details on that, check out my last video. Okay, so the Underworld Dungeon is a new feature on Global. It's been on the JP version for a little bit now. In this section here, so this top one here is this bottom one here is the one you might be familiar with, the Underworld Abyss. This top one here is the new Underworld Dungeon, and as you can see, it's like a dungeon-like maze that goes up to 15 stages. So the Underworld Dungeon is kind of like your end game grind. It has some of the best rewards in the game, but it's also really difficult, especially if you don't know how to build your teams. So you can bring up to 3 different teams into the Underworld Dungeon. The thing is, you can't take any Digimon you like. Firstly, they have to be level 99 or higher. And secondly, your team cost can't go over 100 per team. That 2 Megas, which are 35 each, is 70 points. Ultimates are 14. And as you go down, let's see, I've got a Rookie here, which is 3 points. I don't have any. Oh, there we go. And a champion is 7 points. So you need to make a team or 3 teams that all are under 100 points. So as you make your way through the stages, you will earn rewards. The only way to keep your rewards, this is really important guys, is if you complete all 15 stages or if you retire. If all 3 of your teams get wiped out, you lose all of the rewards that you've collected. If you don't think you're going to be able to clear the next stage, retire and you do get to keep all your rewards that you've collected so far. So as you progress down the dungeon, you can see that each stage has a difficulty rating and a status effect that it can provide on you, or a negative effect that it can give to your team. So this one, for example, is a 1 difficulty 4-wave stage that costs 10 stamina to enter, and it has a 100% error rate. So as soon as you enter this stage, 100% of the time your Digimon will be inflicted with error, unless you build a team that can counteract that. There is every status effect possible. Some stages have defense down, some stages reduce your healing, there's raids, and there's stages where there's no status effect at all. So I'm going to show you how to build the most efficient teams that you can so you can clear any type of stage without worries. So if I go into this stage and go into the team builder, these are the 3 teams that I've prepared. These teams are a little bit of overkill, and you can substitute whatever Digimon that you have in place of the ones I have. This is just the way I like to run it, and it's the easiest for me. My first thing that I always focus on is status prevention. Status effects really ramp up. When you move on to the next stage, you don't heal. Your cooldowns don't reset. So it's important that you don't take too much damage from burn or error or poison, or take heaps of damage because you were paralyzed, because on the next stage, that damage is going to carry over. So the first thing I do whenever I'm building a team for the Underworld Dungeon is think about status effects. For this team, for that, I've brought my Lucimon Satan mode. He prevents so many status effects. He prevents pretty much everything except for darkness and except for skill lock. So he does all the damage over time skills, all the damage over time ailments, and he also does all of the ailments that stop you from attacking, like freeze, stun, shock. So he covers basically most of your status effects. If you don't have him, you can use a Digimon that either protects you from the damage over time skills or the immobilization skills. Next thing you want to bring is a healer. Healers are really important in this. I've got this Digimon here who is really good. She heals, and on her main skill, if she's killed, she can revive herself so the heals stay up. Her main purpose is to keep that Lucamon alive. Next, I have Shikakumon, who is a tech support, and a Paildramon who is a defensive support. So I run my main damage dealer, or 2 main damage dealers, a healer, and then fill the rest with supports. I've got 2 ultimates here and a blank spot because my team cost for this team is 98 out of 100 and I can't fit any more Digimon in. I have a little bit of a gap, which is skill lock and darkness, and that's where this team comes in. So I've got this DFQ Lunamon who protects my team from darkness and skill lock. So if I come up against one of those teams in Underworld Dungeon, I just switch to this team and I don't need to worry about it. I've got my Imperial Digimon Paladin mode and my Alter S here for my damage dealers and tanks. And then I've got my Lucamon and my Cyber Digimon, as offensive support and defensive support. Rookies and Ultimates don't survive that long, and it's okay if they get killed off, especially if they're just your supports. As long as your main damage dealers and your healers stay alive, you should be alright. Finally, my third team. This is a team to deal with raids or to deal with any tech lowering teams, because the other 2 teams that I have are tech based mostly. So I've got my Beelzemon here, I've got my Afanimon, and then I have my Kirinmon, and then 2 supports. I popped in the new Patamon here, who reduces crit and reduces block rate. Again, I'm not expecting my rookie and my champion Digimon to survive long. They're just there to take the edge off at the start so I can get as far as I possibly can. So basically, to summarize, you need status prevention, the main thing first. Make sure you're covered for all status types so that you aren't caught with your pants down. Then damage dealers, then healers. Actually, healers first. Healers are your top priority before damage dealers, and then fill the rest of your team out with support Digimon. So let's have a look how the dungeon actually works, and let's see if we can get a nice run to show you guys with some good rewards. So I'm going to start on this stage. This is the 1 difficulty stage with error. So I'll go into it and I will run my team that prevents any damage over time effects, which is this team here, and I'll push go. Your partner Digimon is really important in the Underworld Dungeon. Take someone who can AoE a lot of targets and deal big damage. I've got my Beelzemon burst mode set because he can take out whole waves with his main skill there. Don't take a single target Digimon, it will make your life a lot harder. So you can play on auto. You'll see occasionally sometimes I turn it off auto if my friendship skill, or if I want to stall for some reason to build my cooldowns back up again. I won't push. I'll turn that auto mode off. So this is a stage 1 difficulty stage, so you can see they're not doing much damage to me, and I might actually show you how to stall already. So I'll flip auto off. They're doing minimal damage to me, look, 200 damage. So I can basically stall here, let my cooldowns build back up again while they attack, and once they're out of skills, they'll basically be doing their basic attacks. Auto off also prevents you from automatically using your friendship skill, which I don't need to use. I can use that to instantly clear a wave a little bit later on. So stall when you can, don't waste your heals on stages like this, and you should be alright. So you can see my first reward there is a defense plugin booster, which is great. Okay, so now I have 3 choices. I can do a 4 difficulty stage, a 1 difficulty stage, or a 4 difficulty stage. You can also see a few stages in advance and plan your path depending on the teams that you have built. I think I'm going to go up this way. The higher the difficulty, from my experience, the better rewards that you're going to get. It's also more difficult. Also, as you progress down the maze, the rewards will get better. You can see this 1-star here, that's a 1-star reward. Once you get to stage 6 to 10, it's a 2-star reward, and stages 10 to 15 give you 3-star rewards. So for this stage, I'm going to use my standard clearer stage. Remember, each stage costs stamina, and it doesn't go towards your daily stage clearing mission, so you need to do other missions. So I'm going to start off with Beelzemon here, try and clear this way. I got Ulforced. Perfect. Now I'm going to switch order. I'll actually pop my regeneration heal here from Curinmon just before they take out that Patamon, not that it's too important. Oh, I got a burn there. That's okay. Let's heal up. And yes, I'll use my friendship skill now to finish off this team. I love that animation. And my reward is a Digivolution code. Nothing too great so far. So the rewards that you can get, at least on the JP side at the moment, a 5-star one. This is a crit boosting, 100% crit boost for the other team. So I'm going to run this team, which nullifies crit. Some of the rewards that you can get on the JP side at the moment, the rewards you're really looking for are skill shards to raise your skill attack levels. You can get plugins, either general ones or ones specific to certain Digimon, which are really powerful. For example, at the moment, you can actually get Omegamon's Wart plugin and Beelzemon Burst Mode plugins from the Underworld Dungeon. Really, really rare though. You can get ancient plugins for specific Digimon. For example, Blackhawk Greymon has ancient plugins that you can get through here. You can get Digivolution codes. Some of them are unique to the Underworld Dungeon. For example, you can only get Zwart D and Omegamon Alter S plugins, Digivolution codes from the Underworld Dungeon. So you need to grind that a few times if you want to Digivolve then. And the cream of the crop are proofs, which you use to raise the level cap of your Digimon. So you might see sometimes my Digimon are higher than level 99, and that's because I have used proofs, which I've either farmed or bought from the store, to raise their maximum level cap. Other things that you can get are food, some fodder plugins to level up your plugins, and Digivolution codes like the Earth, the elemental ones that you get from normal stages as well. But the main ones you're looking for, yeah, skill shards, plugins, the Digivolution codes for specific Digimon, and of course proofs. Hopefully I can get a proof drop in this video for you. So there you go, another regular Digivolution code for that one there. So the next stage I can do a 1 difficulty raid or a 3 difficulty, again dropping 1. So I'm going to do that one again with the same team, and let's see how we go. You can just play this on auto if your teams are strong enough, but I do recommend occasionally putting it on manual mode just so you can be the most efficient. For example, my Cyberdramon just used a skill which basically wasted a turn, so I'll flip to my damage dealer. I'm going to turn auto off for a bit. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, I'm going to use my friendship skill to wipe these guys. And Paladin mode should be able to take out at least 3 of these guys. The Digimon that you're facing actually have the same skills as what they do in the real game. So this Hyadramon will be able to buff defense. So you need to be careful of that. I just lost my Lucemon, so my attack support's gone now, but that's okay. Should be okay. I'd love it if this healer could get unshocked. so I could heal up because she is getting low on health. I'm going to use this friendship skill just to get rid of this Digimon because he's so tanky and annoying. Awesome. And we got a woohoo 5,000 bits. Forgot to mention you can get bits from it as well. So the aim is to the highest difficulty stage that you possibly can. If you're struggling, drop down to lower difficulty stages. It's better to get some rewards than none at all. I'm gonna do, what's this? 3 burn. Ooh, what's that? Crit defense. I'm gonna go the route for this one here. So I'll go into my team that prevents burns and start, which basically turns it into a regular stage. Alright, my cooldowns, I did a little bit of stalling before, so my cooldowns are back, which is great. One shot. And one shot. What can I do here? Oh, I lost my tech support, that's okay. The AI is pretty good now. They'll only use a heal if you have a Digimon that's in orange health. It used to just pop it straight away as soon as it could. They fixed that, which is really good. Some steak. The rewards will hopefully get a little bit better as I progress further into the dungeon. This is a poison stage, so I will use my poison prevention team. Now I'm going to set my auto revive on my healer just in case, because I've got a feeling this thing could hit hard. Again guys, substitute whatever Digimon that you have into your teams. Just make sure, again, like I said before, you're covered for all status effects so you don't get caught not being able to take on a stage because all of your Digimon are poisoned and slowly dying. And I can use my Satanmon skill here to finish these guys off. One round of the Underworld Dungeon does cost a fair bit of stamina, so if you're low on stamina drinks, I'll suggest save them for the feature quests or for any other grinding you need to do, and only do this when you can. Training item. So far my rewards have been pretty bad. So I'll show you, if you're struggling, you don't think you're going to be able to clear the next stage, you can push this button and then the yellow button, and that will surrender and you will keep all of the items that you've collected so far. Also, there is an item, if your teams do get wiped out, you can use the time item to revive one of your teams and keep going. So this is a sleep team. This team prevents all immobilization effects, so I'll use this team for this stage. We're doing pretty well so far, guys. I haven't had to go into manual mode many times. On global, I'm not quite sure what the drops are at the moment. I know there's no proof, so it might pay to just build up your teams and have a go at this a little bit later once the rewards get improved a little bit. They are always adding rewards to this and gets better and better value. I've just quickly flipped it off auto here so I don't use my friendship, but I'm going to flick it back on again so I can one-shot this team. So I don't want that gallant one to use his main skill and one-shot my healer and finish this team off here. Alright. Is Digimon just like Dynasmon, just like... Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Just like how he is when you have him as a thing, has 2 levels of evasion. So, as I said before, the Digimon are set up exactly like they are when you have them in game. So be careful of that. And hamburger. I really wish I could show you guys some better rewards, but I am struggling. You will have to grind this many, many times, trust me. So you can see we're up to a 2-star reward now. I'm going to do this 5 difficulty stage here with my burn resist team. I've only got my damage dealer and my healer left. I got my friendship skill to kick it off, which is a good start. I love Digimon with unique animations like this. It's so good. Shine Greymon's friendship animation is really cool too. If you get a chance to see that, I recommend it. The burst mode, obviously. Oh, I didn't kill. I'm gonna heal. So even with a really powerful team like this, you can see that some of the 5-star stages are quite difficult. They're doing a fair bit of damage. And I'm being a bit risky here by stalling and trying to build up my friendship and... I'm going to set my... just in case... Well, that glitched a little bit there. And... there we go. You can see that main skill kicking in there. Revived herself. Really good healer, but you can substitute with any healer that you have. That's something my account's actually communities. Her main skill glitches the game out a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. And we'll use the friendship skill because this team's quite scary. So we'll just get rid of them. Moving on to the next stage. So we've got a 3 difficulty poison, a 1 difficulty error, or a 1 difficulty that. So I'm going for the hardest possible stage to try and get the best rewards. And again, this is the team I need for poison and damage over time. If you can, it's good to split up your status effects. I'm relying heavily on this one team because there's a lot of poison and immobilization stages in this run. If you have the right Digimon, make a separate one for damage over time, make one for immobilization, just so you don't rely too heavily on one team. I'm going to heal here as quickly as I possibly can. Oh, that was close. As you can see, the high stages really rack up their damage fast. And imagine if I had 100% poison on top of this as well. I would have been dead a long time ago. Okay. And let's get this friendship skill up and get through this stage. And okay, what I might do, I might complete the rest of the stages. Oh, before I do that, these ones that are blank are no status effects, so that's just a regular stage. I'm actually going to do this one because it's a 5 difficulty, 1 wave stage with no status effects, which is really good and should be pretty easy to beat. I'm going to do the rest of these stages off screen for you guys, and at the end we'll come back and we'll see what rewards that I got. Alrighty guys, I just finished the last stage of the Underworld Dungeon, got myself a mighty lemon as my reward, which summarizes basically all of the rewards that I've gotten this run. Of course it happens when I'm on camera. So you get this congratulations message and a list of all the rewards that you got. Unfortunately, this isn't a great run. If I ran it again, I might have gotten some proofs or some Digivolution codes, or some of those really nice plugins as well. But it's all RNG, unfortunately, when life gives you lemons. And that's the end of this guide. I hope you guys have learned something or at least taken a little bit of information about team building or the rewards or how the Underworld Dungeon works. When the proofs come out on the global side, you guys are going to be wanting to grind this really hard to get your Digimon above that level 99 cap and get some really good rewards as well. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and check out my other videos. I do PvP teams, other guides on Digivolution, etc, etc. So if you want to learn more and become a better Digimon Rearise player on both the global and JP side, make sure you check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below if you have any other questions, and I'll catch you next time.